Right, YouTube, speaking without further ado, retro. It's not many, but we're going to do pickups for this week's pickups. Cheers. Right, it's not many pickups this week. Like I say, we're trying not to do the pickups, but we did do quite well with about 5 Spectrum Plus 3 disc games that I sold this week. Sold 5 games, Will the Rigmarole and everything after everything. I think I got them, sold them for... I think it's 150 before fees and charges and that, and obviously postage, and so probably come away about 120 quid after everything, I suppose. So, which is a little bit of a dent towards the bills, not much, but we've done a couple of pickups, not many, just some cheeky low bid things. I went on Friday, I think, had a look at a few things. A few things were selling for ridiculously cheap, so. Didn't know much about the games. I thought for the prices they were going for, it was worth a little punt. So, bought a couple of things. Got a couple of games that I've bought before, but I've bought again. You know me. But the first one is it is Barnyard Blast. This is just cart only, but I think this was less than a £5, and this game is a really expensive game. So I thought for that, it might have been less than that. I might have put £3 plus postage or something, and ended up winning it. So, still yet to play it. I've got the box version. I've now got a cart-only version, so I'm looking forward to playing that. It's supposed to be a sort of a Metroidvania-style game. Another game that I've been looking forward to playing, but because I'm sorting through everything, I can't blooming find my version. I've got a feeling I've found it now, actually, but I've bought another version of Quicken Silver from the same vendor, same seller on eBay. This was about £5 delivered. So, but I really sort of, after chatting with someone in my comments, I remembered this game. It's sort of like a Turrican, but it's sort of like a cutesy sort of Turrican. But it also has a lot of characters from other games like Mario and Sonic and things like that. So I'd actually really like to do a playthrough of this. I'm not sure if it'll work with my reload kit, because it's probably one of those games that probably won't work on the 1200. But I'd like to do a playthrough of that, so yeah, so I picked that up as well. Another game I had on the PC, but I really wanted on the Xbox One X, which I think I picked this up for about £5 or £6, which is Dead Rising 3. I know it's an older game now. I would have liked to get a Game of Year edition, but for just over a £5, we'll accept this edition. You don't get the DLC or anything, but so probably by the time I get around to playing it, DLC will be about £1. So that's that one. And these is a couple of ones I saw. I think they were finishing on a Friday night, these ones. So I don't know much about them. First one is Marvel Land, which is a Namco game, I believe. This is a Genesis edition. It is in the correct... It doesn't have instructions, but it is, as you can see, in the proper Namco box, with the cartridge facing the right way there, toots. It's got the hang tab. I think it looks like some sort of RPG type affair, I think. I'm not 100% sure. There's a story there. But this was up for, this was like £2.50 and £2.50 delivery or something, so £5 for this. So I thought, even if it's crap, you don't see it about a lot, so I'll pick it up. So I think I'll pick this up for about £5, which is absolutely mad for Genesis and Mega Drive games. Worth a look, and the condition's really good. It's just a shame it doesn't have the manual. Another game, don't know too much about it. I don't have it. It comes with a hang tab and everything. It's quite clean condition again. I think it's from the same seller, which is Dynamite Duke. It's got a hang tab. It looks like sort of almost like a shooter. You see, you got like a hollow character, I think, and you sort of gun the people down. But this again, I think was £3.50 delivery, and I think I bid like £1 or £2 on this. So Mega Drive games for £5, I'll take them all day long, especially in this condition. Oh, the cart is in the wrong way, so we'll rectify that now. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a manual, but the cart is nice and clean. It's a nice edition. It's in a Konami box, actually. I might swap that out with my Turtles, because my Turtles is not a very nice box, actually. So that might be a Brucey bonus. So slight chip on the corner there, but other than that, it's very, very clean. So yeah, so that's that one. And now the sort of two big hitters that we had this week. Well, I say big hitters. One of my personal friends, my friend Rob, who I used to go round and visit him and his brother. I'd start off with his brother Dave's room, who's my age, and then we'd always sneak into Rob's room and see, because Rob always had the sort of latest and best games. You know, he used to get all the backups on the Amiga and that, and he had the SNES and that. So always you sort of sneak into Rob's room and see what was going on. Well, Rob's sort of downsizing his Amiga collection. The way this how he keeps his games is really second to none. They're all tested, they all work, and they're all just like you've bought them brand new nearly. You know, so when Rob's he always gives me the heads up. Look, I'm putting some stuff on eBay. If you want to bid on it and all that, you know, and he'll tell me the truth of it. If a game's not very good, he'll say it's not very good. Michael won't bother, or yeah, it's a good one. But he said 2 hours after, because I am after the Team 17 stuff. So this is Alien Breed 3D. As you can see, it's in lovely condition. I don't know what this runs like. Actually, I do have this on a hard drive. I mean, look at the condition of these. I mean, there's a bit of shelf wear there, but look at the. They really are second to none. He really does look after his stuff. It's all in fantastic condition. Yeah, and this is something I really, really liked about it. I'm trying to show you this. If you look at open this up, it was all. I needed an unlock code to get into the boxes when he delivered it. He really does package all of his stuff really well, really, really, really well. You know, he packs them a box within a box, and then you open the games and they're fully covered in bubble wrap, bits of extra paper inside and everything. The code book, the manuals, the discs are all working. But this is the interesting part, what I wanted to show you. It's actually got the purchase label in it. And I couldn't believe this. Actually, I was quite blown away by this. Game Limited, Bristol, and he paid $29.99 for that back in 24th of the 10th, 1995. I don't think I can even remember Game back in 1995. I'd have been 15. So I didn't realise Game existed back then. I thought, well, I suppose yeah, they have been about, but that must have been when they were just starting, I would have thought. So, enjoy multimedia, make a career of it. Recruitment hotline. Anyone want a job? Give that a call. Then again, it's probably not doing so well nowadays. They seem to be downsizing and organising parties with jelly and ice cream for kids, don't they? But perhaps that's the way when they charge the prices that they charge. Like I say though, you can get good deals out of them. It's just playing the system, isn't it? They used to do I made a lot of money actually. Buying and selling games to Game. I used to buy up basically Xbox 360s was the one I had the best success with. Basically price up all the games at CEX, and CEX were generally, because they were under a mile away, they're in the same sort of vicinity, about 300 metres away from each other in town, and they basically used to promise that they would beat if their prices were lower than if their prices were lower than CEX or any other competitor within a mile, they would beat their price by £1. So obviously, if you take in 100 items, they have to beat their price by £100 if their prices are worse. I used to make an absolute killing. I used to do really well out of it. It's probably how I've built up probably 2/3 of my collection, to be honest. Yeah, I used to do really well. Buy up Xbox consoles, like say 50 games, had to pay for £100. You know the games are going to see you like 100, 150. Then you had the unit to sell as well. Yeah, I done really well out of that. I done really, really well. And I also got some of the game shares when they had they changed over. I think they went on a stock market or something. I've got the certificate somewhere, and they gave me so many shares or virtual shares, and that ended up being about £250 trade-in value on these shares things. So I just traded it in and got £250. I think I bought a new PS4 at the time or something like that. Paid about 50 quid for a PS4. So yeah, I have done well out of game. And like I say, with the people ranting on about CEX, you look at CEX and things like that now, and okay, yeah, they did. I mean, I got stung with these reprinted labels about 4 or 5 years ago, and they do, yeah, they say CEX on the insides, and I do believe, like at the time I was annoyed because I didn't notice at the time. I'd got on a bus and I took the games. Oh, blooming hell. These are reprinted late, and I was pretty annoyed back then. But I'd imagine if you took the games back, especially with all the rigmarole that's going on now, they would change them over. They'd give you the proper cases, you know, and they probably would just put them back on the shelf. But you know, without game, I mean, for me, one thing that CEX are doing is if you price CEX against eBay, you can actually get some pretty good prices on CEX compared to eBay. And if you use your wits, you can actually make some pretty good money. If you know what games sell for what and what the differences are in the two stores, sometimes there's a big price difference, and you could buy games at CEX and put them on eBay and make money. Not very often, but there is the opportunity with some games. Some games you can do that with. Usually the margin is, like when I look on some games that I'm looking to sell, by the time you look at, you're going to lose your percentage on to eBay, your percentage to PayPal, plus posting it. It's about the same. So, but on some games, if you know what you're doing, you can make money. And on that note, we'll go on to the next game, which is the other game that I purchased from my very good friend Rob, and it is Alien Breed 2, Alien Breed 3D 2, which is the Killing Grounds. It's even got the offer inside, like you say, the condition is really faultless. You see, you do get a little, for these being on like wooden shelves, I think Rob had back in the day. I don't know if they're varnished, but you look at there's no real damage to that. Like, you know, if you took that out of a shop, you'd be happy enough, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? And if I just open it as well, did I show you the back? I don't know if I showed you the back. Like I say, with these games, it is best to have an accelerator because they do run really badly without them. But I do have an accelerator. I think it's 25 megahertz, I think, or maybe 33. So it's not going to run the best on mine. but you know me, I'm trying to go for a full Team 17 set. So these are two that I needed. And these were a very reasonable price. I don't think I paid £10 each for these. And like I say, when it's my friends' games, I know the condition is second to none. Really is all really good condition. It all works. Everything works. He doesn't sell games that aren't tested. If I ever had a problem, I could go to him personally and say, "Oh, this is wrong," or "That doesn't work," and he would probably give me money back. He's a really top guy. I say we grew up together, and he's a top bloke. As it comes with all the offers, you know, how many times are you going to see that still left in there? The accelerator card offer, you know, that's still in there. Everything that was in this box from the day he purchased it is in there and in the condition that he purchased it in. So this one doesn't have the receipt inside, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll keep that in there as well. So like I say, all my games I've bought from my friend Rob, they are in impeccable condition and really, really nice to have, because I know that he's really loved and looked after his collection, and now they're being sold on in going into my collection. And when I get in a position where I can put them all in the cupboards and display them properly, then I will be very, very happy. And knowing that these games have come from his collection, where I grew up playing these games. I'm probably played this Alien Breed 3D. I don't remember playing the Killing Grounds, but yeah, he was the first ever person that had sort of an Amiga with all this uprated stuff. Like, you know, I think he had a 40 megahertz processor, and he started going into the uprating it and all that, and I was like, whoa, what's this? Like, you know, I mean, he just got me 1200, like, you know, back then. But yeah, so alright, YouTube, it's a slightly short one. Just like I say, we're not really doing pickups. These probably these pickups cost like £30–40 maximum, if that. And like I say, we've done 120 on sales after all the your subtractions and that. So we've actually made some money this week rather than spent it. So that's the way we're looking to go at the moment. Probably another week or two, and then we're going to be back to where we want to be. But then I'd like to try and I'm trying to be a bit more sensible. So all of the stuff I don't need in my collections are going to be culling a lot of stuff down, doubles, trebles, games I'm not going to play, but you know, the stuff you pick up and buy to get at other stuff, like, you know. So I've got 4+3s. I'll probably try and get rid of at least 2 of those. I'll probably get the work done on all 4 of them, and then sell 2 of them, you know, because they fetch pretty good money at the moment. But if you've got the work done with the guarantees as well, they'll fetch a higher price. So yeah, so we're whittling stuff down. We've still got our eye on some stuff. I've still arranged to buy a 500 off someone, which they've held on to me for, which is really good. And also some games that they've put back for me, so that'll be coming up in the future. That shouldn't be too long away. But like I say, I'm trying to be a bit more sensible with the buying of stuff. But I'm a sucker. If I see something for a good price, I have to pick it up. But also I'm trying to get, you know, the old credit cards and overdrafts out of the way, because like I say, I've got 0% credit card, but if it goes into the future, then it starts charging me. So I don't want that. I want to get it out of the way before it starts charging me. And you know, so like I say, we're tightening the old belt a little bit, getting rid of some stuff that we don't need, and trying to pull in a few funds. But we'll still have pickups videos. But I've been having fun doing the old Spectrum arcade games, good conversions on the Spectrum on the arcade. Where are you, Bone Culture? I've been missing your videos for last week. Haven't seen your arcade versus Spectrum, which has sort of inspired my show, really. You know, I enjoy watching them. I've missed them the last week, to be honest, mate. So I'd like to see them again. And you know, you do a better job than I do, anyway. But yeah, so yeah, and also I'll be probably doing another playthrough on Renegade, because I've been getting some stick about my performance against Big Bertha. Apparently, the flying kick is the way forward. I will go back to Mr. Baz's video, just because that guy is like a Jedi Knight when it comes to Target Renegade, honestly. I only know he's human after watching him play Pang. Every other game he's fantastic. On Agony, nearly went through without losing a life. Blooming hell. I don't think I can hardly get past the first or second stage, you know. But yeah, no, all sort of joking aside, yeah, I'm going to do another playthrough of Renegade, see if I can smash that. And I'm definitely going to do a playthrough of Target Renegade, because I'm pretty down on Target Renegade. I can go through that pretty quickly now. I've sussed the boss, and yeah, I've got that one down. So, but okay, YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.